Welcome, YouTube, to the first PokeTalk with me, DorianR9, Kira Studio, and TPoen98. I'll start things off with your weekly TCG news. So, I'm going to cover the set that's coming out for us English, and I think the rest of the world, not sure when. But the English set, Boundaries Crossed, which will be out November 7th, 2012. One of the first cards that I would like to point out is that the fact, one of the mascots, I guess you'd call it, of the deck, or set, not deck, is Black Kyurem. I'm mentioning him only because he is the mascot for the set, as the set is based off Black 2 and White 2, which were just released. So, Black Kyurem EX is the card that is making its first this is Black Kyurem's first card, and it's an EX with 180 HP, Dragon type, 2 attacks, and a dragon weakness of ×2, obviously. So as most EXs, you take 2 prize cards if defeated. Your opponent, I mean. And its 2 attacks are Dragon Fang for 3 energies, 1 being an electric, 2 of any kind, doing 60 with an additional effect of flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. The second one, Freeze Shock, does 150, but then Black Kyurem EX can't attack next turn. So, although Dragon Fang, it could be used for the paralyzing effect, flipping a coin for 3 energies, only doing 60 is not great. It's not that great at all, really. So, for an EX card, Black Kyurem EX is not that great, really. So, I don't see him being played much, but I thought I'd mention him as there is an A-Spec trainer card that possibly will be put out in the set, most likely, that you can only equip to him. And as it is a mascot, I thought I'd bring it up. The second mascot of the set that I'm going to be mentioning is obviously White Kyurem EX. He has a very similar pattern of, well, he's very similar in everything. 180 HP, same type, same weakness. His attacks do the same amount of damage, and it's pretty much the same energy cost, just obviously fire instead of electric. But its additional effects are quite helpful. So, let's get into it. His first attack, Dragon Stream, doing 60 damage for, again, 3 energies, 1 being fire, 2 being any of your choice. 60 damage, not that great for 3 energies, not great at all. But his additional effect for that attack is flip a coin, if heads, attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. That makes it a little better of an attack. Ice Burn is, again, 150, 4 energies, 2 fire, 1 water, 1 anything. Not that bad. With its effect of discarding 2 fire energies attached to the Pokemon, the defending Pokemon is now burned. That attack I like a lot better. It doesn't harm you, besides the discarding. But when you got cards such as Emboar, where you can recycle said energies, I think there could possibly be a deck formed out of this card. Would it do great? I'm not so sure. But, with a card that's already been released as an English card, the A-Spec for White Kyurem EX makes all his attacks do 50 more. So for Ice Burn doing 200 and really not having a side effect that harms you, I could see this card really coming into play. Again, it might not be likely because Fire and Water, there's just no water movement really. Like, you don't see many people running water decks because there isn't really any energy recycling or anything. But that's why it brings me to the next card. Blastoise. Blastoise of this set isn't great itself as an attacker or really anything, being a normal Pokemon, 140 HP, weakness to grass of ×2. So far, not bad. Its attack does 60 plus 10 for each water energy attached to Blastoise. Not great considering you need 4 anyways. So really it does 100 off the bat. For 4 energies? I don't know. It's a little disappointing that so many energies. But its ability is where it comes in handy. Its ability Deluge is as often as you like during your turn before you attack, you may attach a water energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon, not necessarily Blastoise. This is where I think you can make a fairly good White Kyurem EX deck. If it will turn out to be so, I'm not sure. But it'd be interesting to see. 2 more cards, well, 3, sorry. 3 more cards before my segment's up. So let's get to it. These 3 cards have not been released Englishly yet, so we're going off the Japanese translation. First is a new supporter called Hue, your rival in Black 2, White 2. And the card says this: both players draw cards or discard cards until they have 5 cards in their hand. Now, as much as this could be harmful to you, where you discard cards, I find it could be very good in the aspect of, if you have less than 5 and your opponent has way more, effectively it could be a replacement for both Bianca and N, where N puts both your opponent's and yours hands into the deck. This could ultimately eliminate some of those cards from your opponent's hand. True, they get to choose, so that could make them get rid of good energies that they can actually recycle, say if it's an Eels deck. So it is a little harmful, and a little wishy-washy, but I could see someone replacing an N with a Hue. The Golden Potion is another trainer card that I'm just going to quickly mention, as it is an ace spec, so you can only have 1. But it heals your active Pokemon of 90, so it's give and take, kind of. So the next one I'm going to mention is Skyla, another new supporter. And this, a lot of people have been talking about. It's searching your deck for a trainer card. Any trainer card. This is the Japanese. We don't know if it's going to be limited to supporters, items, what, in the English translation when we actually get the card. But, I'm not, as it reads, you search for a trainer card, reveal it, and add it to your hand. This could be very good because you can search out anything. Ace specs, anything. If it'll stay that way, we'll see, but I definitely see Skyla being used. 4 in every deck. Next, the last card, and then I'll be done with you guys, and we'll move on to whichever one of my partners is next. So, we've got another ace spec, a reprint of an old base set card called Computer Search. Originally, Computer Search, you discard 2 other cards from your hand and search for any card. It does the same thing. You discard any 2 cards from your hand, then search for any card. Any card. Not limited to Pokemon, not limited to trainers, not limited to energies. You can effectively search for a supporter, the Rayquaza EX you need to finish your opponent off, Hydreigon to get into your rare candy, Hydreigon's finish, whatever. This card I could see people running. If it'll go into an English translation in this set, I'm not sure. But that's what I have to say about some of the boundaries crossed cards that we might be seeing in our decks soon. So, that's it for me. See you guys next week. Welcome back to PokeTalk. And obviously, I'm not Kiriko Studio or T-Poen, but they didn't get their segments done in time. So this week I'm filling in for both of them. So I'm going to continue talking about whatever we were talking about. So next segment would obviously be Pokemon, video games wise. And unless you just haven't been checking up on Pokemon and you don't follow it, you know that Black 2 and White 2 have just came out. So these games, everybody's been talking about them. They are phenomenally, I don't know, amazingly, there we go, amazingly more advanced than even the last games. So I really enjoyed them. I've got one of each myself, and I've had a really hard time putting down Black 2. Like, here I am doing this, and I'm still playing it. I'm trying to trade over all my Pokemon from White to it. So, the games are pretty amazing. I'm not going to go over any of the storyline. I mean, you can either go watch a Let's Play, or get the game yourself, or finish the game if you haven't beaten it yet. So, I'm not going to go into any of the storyline. I'm just going to say a few things I really enjoyed while playing the game. The first thing is the Pokemon you get early on in this game, like in the wild, are really amazing. Like, you can get Riolu's in one of the first places you go. Sure, it's a 5% chance, but I mean, sitting there for 20 minutes, you're going to get one. Just hold on and try and get it. As for later on, as for other Pokemon, you get Magpies or Elekkids depending on your game, as well as Magnemites, Growlithes. Trying to think of some other ones that are a little bit further in the game. There's Grimers. I don't know if anybody's using that. Eevees. Eevees are fairly early, actually, too. I don't know what else people really want to get, but with 300 different Pokemon in the first Pokedex, which is a great step up for Pokemon, there's a lot to choose from. So, that's the Pokemon, one thing that I enjoyed. I mean, you can, as for me, I trained 4 Pokemon this generation. Usually I'll only train 1 or 2. But for that game I trained 4, and it was a Magmar, Magnezone, Lucario, and Samurott. So I enjoyed it. I had great coverage. Next would be, I did like the storyline. I felt it ended a little too early, but again, my opinion. I liked the new battle scenes and animations they filled in. The grass in the battle looks pretty darn cool. I mean, some of the new attacks like Flare Blitz and Water Pulse, they did a wonderful job on those. I was shocked as anything when I saw it. Hyper Beam. I have yet to see Hyper Beam though. I want to see it, but I know they did do a change to it. Join Avenue is really cool. I haven't gotten into it, but I know Kiriko Studio has been playing that like crazy, so it's pretty cool. I would definitely get into it. You guys. Okay, moving on. So, I mean, I don't really need to go much more detail of Black 2, White 2 because everybody's played it by now, I hope. Or I'm still learning things new about it. Like, there's things that I don't know fully. So, just play. It's a fun game. I really enjoyed it. I don't think Pokemon's far from being done either. So, more video games status. We have a new Japanese game that's been announced or leaked. I don't know which one it is, but it's another mystery dungeon. It is called Mystery Dungeon Manga Gate and in the Infinity Labyrinth. I actually like the idea. The whole series of mystery dungeons I really loved and I really was getting into. So I remember beating the first one and being like, oh, I beat Rayquaza! I called up my friend and everything, so I'm really excited for this. I'm trying to find some details for you guys about it. There's not really much. It's Gen 5, obviously. So, I mean, you can expect to see all your favorite Pokemon like Virizion in that. There's a few interesting things, like Victini is running the play, a feature in town called the V Roulette. Apparently, Lugia, Ho, and Kyurem are going to be some of the lead legendaries in the game, so that'll be interesting to see how that rolls out. Besides that, not really new. Well, the Dream Radar, I should mention that. The Pokemon Dream Radar for the 3DS came out at the same time Black 2 and White 2. They link together so you can catch Pokemon on this download game to send to Black 2 and White 2. It's a very neat idea because you can also send items. You get items. And I know Kirikiri Studio plays it a lot. So if he was talking about this, he'd give more detail. But from what I can understand, not having it yet or playing it, I'd say it's a pretty interesting game. It helps you get the Therian forms of all three, obviously, of Landorus, Tornadus, and Thunderous. Probably said all three wrong. But it's quite interesting, seeing as you can't catch all three of those in Black 2 and White 2. And their levels change depending on how many badges you have. Because someone reported that they had a level 10, while another reported a level 20, and another reporting a level 40. So that is a very interesting concept that they added to it. I mean, that makes it so you don't have an overpowered set level 50 at first one. So, it's pretty cool, and I do like what they did for that. So, I'm not much of a competitive battler, so I don't know what's going good. I know a bit about the OUs, and I don't think there's been much of a change-up since Black 2 and White 2 have been released. So, maybe somebody will keep you posted on that. Keep an ear out. Moving on. So, for the final part, our final segment is going to be the shiny hunting one. Now, I'm going to be using mostly my reference between YouTube that I'm subscribed to, a couple shiny hunters, and a page on Facebook of just shiny hunters. So, as I'm going to do this, I'm just going to name off a couple shinies that I've seen within the last couple of days, and shout out to them, you know? So, first I would like to give shout out to our very own Kiro Studio for getting 2 shinies last couple days. Or not last couple days, but within like 1 or 2 weeks. Anyways, he got a shiny Whirlipede a day or 2 ago from might have been, yeah, it was Sunday night. I was with him and everything when he got this shiny Whirlipede after 12,000, almost 13,000 random encounters on Original Black in Pinwheel Forest. So, major shoutouts for that one. And of course, he also got a shiny Azurill either a couple days or a week earlier. So, congrats to him for both of those. Next is a YouTuber by the name of PureSkill740. He got shiny Magby yesterday or the day before, and I'm assuming it's on Black 2. So it was after 463 encounters. That's very short. So congrats to him. You can go check it out. It's on his channel. Next is a rather more well-known shiny hunter on YouTube is Alpha Zapdos. He got a shiny Pidgey on a 3rd gen game. It looks like Fire Red or Leaf Green. And he got it, it's his 3rd shiny Pidgey now. He got it a day or 2 ago. He got 5,502 random encounters. So, just looking around to see if I can find any others for you guys. A couple guys on the Facebook page of Shiny Hunters, Pokemon Shiny Hunters, they're doing badge quests. All the luck to them. Good luck, you guys. Latios C9, a very dear friend of mine, also doing a badge quest, as well as I am on my White 2. So, wish me luck. I will never say names from Facebook, so don't think I will. I'm not gonna just say names out. So, we also got another person from Facebook on the Pokemon Shiny Hunters group that got a shiny Hoot Hoot Saturday. I'm not sure if he got it Saturday, but he posted on Saturday of it. Congratulations to him. So this is going on about 20 odd minutes. Okay, here we go. Another guy on the group, October 12th, which would have been 4 days ago, got a shiny Patrat. And the same day he got shiny Psyduck. I'm not sure if he got it the same day, but he got a shiny Psyduck, or somebody in his competition in his group got a shiny Psyduck and Patrat. So congratulations to them. There is a shiny hunting competition for this group. It's called the group Shiny Hunting Competition, and I'm not following it terribly myself, so I can't tell you who's doing well and who's doing bad. So all luck to them, though. May the best shiny hunter win, or not necessarily the best, but may a shiny hunter win, I guess. Cheering for everybody there. So good luck to everyone on their shiny hunts. So this concludes PokeTalk for this week. I'm Dorian R9, and as you can probably tell, I don't have anybody else with me, so maybe next week, you guys. Maybe next week. But I did want to get this video up, and so you guys know what is up with it.